Hungry people, what is going on? Welcome back to the show. I am currently live from the Woodstock Fruit Festival 2022. As you can see here, I am in the dining hall. I had to get an episode in. I wanted to share the awesome experience that I had in New York City this past week. My gosh, is it such a beautiful place. It definitely has my heart now. I wouldn't say Manhattan, but Brooklyn a little bit more for sure. Um, but yeah, guys. Anyways, real quick, uh, here at Woodstock, loving it so far. It's a blast. Um, wish more of you guys would come and hang out and have some fun. It's just so amazing being here. I don't know. I'm just so happy thinking about it. Like it's just so awesome being here and being with everyone and meeting new people and just the weather's awesome. It's so beautiful. The lake, riding bikes, eating good food, having fun. I hope to see you guys next year because I'll definitely be here. I hope so, at least, if it still goes on. Anyways, guys, so this past week, I was in New York City. Actually, I stopped in Princeton, New Jersey to visit my friend Fitzgerald Robertson, who actually you will hear an episode that him and I recorded next week. We had a lot of fun, and Fitz is, oh my gosh, he is such an intelligent human being. He just has an answer for everything. He knows what he's talking about. He's just someone that I really do trust with advice and knowledge. So I'm really excited for you guys to hear that and just to see what he's all about. It's really, really cool. So I stay with Fitz at the Princeton Theological Seminary, not actually there, but in his door or like in his living quarters. There is like a bit of a campus there, so that's pretty cool where he's staying. So yes, stayed there. Just quick, went on a nice walk. We actually went to this like bar and got some trivia. Actually got some trivia. We had like a little trivia night. Um, and there was this place nearby where I got some chocolate, some vegan chocolate, which is pretty good. Actually, we wanted to get ice cream. I think I'm actually stopping back there after Woodstock, so I'm hopefully going to get some ice cream for this one place that everyone loves. But Fitz, he like loves giving tours, and I'll get to that actually towards the end of this podcast here. But he wanted to give me a tour of the seminary, and that was really cool. The light just went out, unfortunately. Whatever, we're gonna keep going. Hopefully the Wi-Fi stays on. um, like this, I feel like this guy knew that I was here too. The lights still turned off. Whatever. I don't know why my screen looks so foggy. I have like the best MacBook you could possibly get. I mean, it's been 2 years old, but whatever. Um, so yeah, we actually went and visited the Farmary, which is a farm that is pretty much owned by the seminary in Princeton. Uh, and that was a really cool experience. And it was just so nice meeting a lot of people that he's going to be studying with and learning under. So that was cool. But yeah, awesome time. Fitz, thank you for being such a great host. Oh my gosh, how am I gonna forget? He made his Sunday sauce for me. Usually he only makes it on Sunday, but he made it for me on Tuesday. And I've known Fitz for I don't know 7 years or so, and I'd never had it before, so it was really great being able to share that experience with him and him making that Sunday sauce. Oh my gosh, it's the best pasta sauce I've ever had. It's one of the best, at least. I mean, it is so good. And whenever Fitz opens his restaurant, I'm sure he's gonna be blowing that out of the water there, out of the water there. Anyways, guys, so on Wednesday I ended up going into Manhattan. I wow, I have to say that it was a tough first experience there. Well, I mean, I've been there, but I was driving by car and you cannot find parking anywhere. Like you just couldn't find parking. So I actually had to get into some lot and paid $60 for parking, which is just criminal. But why was I in Manhattan? So, matter of fact, I'm gonna try to keep this as brief as possible. I may save this more for another episode, but I'll just let it all out here. Because I feel like there's still more detail that needs to be said, but I'll just do the best I can. I have some time. Do I? Yeah, we'll make time. So I'm I set up an appointment with Tommy D over at Vitality NYC. That's Mike Perrine's gravity colonic place. I'm not sure. I forget actually. I don't think he owns it anymore, but he used to own it, I think, and worked there and did tons of colonics there. But he's now out in Portland, Oregon, or Ashland, Oregon, in Oregon. I'm not getting that straight. But yeah, I know that he was affiliated with it. He's not so much anymore. I think he's trying to like go through some stuff still. But yeah, anyways, uh I wanted to get a colonic. So long story short, actually I had a consult with Mike. And matter of fact, once in like this is I've actually spoken on this before in the podcast, but when I was raw back in 2019, it was about 8 months in, and I'm working out at the gym, and I keep like looking at my skin. I'm like, what's going on here? And I'm like itching so much. It's so red. It's like it looks like it's eczema, and I quote unquote do have eczema, and I've like had it my whole life, but like it's been like ever since I was younger, it was like really bad then, and like the older I got, I kind of like outgrew it a little bit. So like I didn't really think it is eczema, or I don't think it is eczema, because like it really only came up when I was working out or my body like was heating up, or when I was in the sun for a while and it got like maybe irritated and I would get like super itchy. But yeah, it was like around that time in September of 2019, like when I was raw, after a bunch of juice fasting, lots of dry fasting, intermittent fasting, uh, all that kind of jazz. I think I did like not all together in one, but around 60 days of only juice during that time period. And I'm not sure if it like stirred something up in my body and I quote unquote didn't go far enough with my detox or whatever, like those theories that are potentially out there. I have no clue. All I know is that I'm you could argue that I'm quote unquote eating like the cleanest food out there, and like my skin is like some of the worst it's ever been in its life. Like what is going on? And I've reached out to a couple of doctors, and I've even done research online, and a lot of what they say is that it's pretty much just a histamine reaction in your body, and that does happen to a lot of people when they work out. Like actually even on the consult with Mike, he even said that like it was pretty common. It's pretty common for a lot of people to have those reactions. So yeah, and I guess it's like a long-winded answer, but over this past couple years, actually, it was pretty bad last summer. It's like during the winter time, this my skin does a lot better, I guess, probably because of the sun and the heat. It's lower. But then like even this past summer, it's been like honestly really intact. I've had like maybe a couple days where it's been like bad, or I've had like a couple instances where it's been bad, but other than that, it's been for the most part been really great. And I remember being here at Woodstock last year, and I even have pictures of me at Miss Woodstock, and like you can see my skin. I just was itching like crazy so much. So Mike, he just thought that it would be a really good idea for me to do a colonic and potentially move some waste out of the body that's been there for a while, and maybe there's some backed up stuff that hasn't been able to come out. And I'm not even like like juice fasting or doing anything. I'm just like I think actually I had pasta the night before. But that day that I did get the colonic, I was on juice only. Not that that really meant anything or not, but so yeah, so I go get a colonic from Tom. That's pretty much it. It was a really interesting experience. Um, yeah, all I can really say is that you just got to go try it for yourself. But definitely got a lot of waste removed from my body. And then I actually did another one on Friday, and I'll get to that a little bit. But I do want to talk about like how my skin has been since then. And like even for the most part, I'm still not even eating like the cleanest of foods recently, or like cleansing foods, you can say. And my skin has still been like ever since it happened. I know it's only been a couple of days, but like really no issues at all. I mean, maybe like an itch here or there, which like everyone has a little itch. But yeah, I just remember biking last year at Woodstock, and like my legs are like going crazy in my neck and everything. And I biked today for 2 hours, and it was sunny out, and legit, I had like a tiny bit of an itch on my right leg. So that was cool, and it just makes you think about stuff. But overall, like such an awesome experience at Vitality. They're so nice. Tommy D he's the man, dude. Like he he's just built for conversation. Big time Italian New York guy. Really great talk with him. So cool to hear what he has to say and his thoughts and perspective and whatnot on health and the body. So that's really cool. Um, yeah, just awesome stuff. And I don't and I'll get into this a little bit later, but like colonics, you may think like, oh, is it good to do them often? And uh, I think about it. I don't know. Like I think we all could. Let's be real. We all could use one. To everybody. But I do think like with some people they can get like poor have a poor mindset around it and like kind of be disordered with it, like that Matt Marnark guy who was doing like enemas every day, that one raw vegan dude. So I think you gotta like be level headed with it and have a good mindset with it all. But um, I mean, I definitely think even doing like a colonic every 3 months or 6 months would be fine, but even monthly. But even still, I feel like that. I don't know if that's too much or not. But anyways, I don't want to get into this about the colonics. Let's like get on to like New York stuff. So, but I actually did want to talk a little bit about that, my experience there. So, and why I was there. So, I guess that's important for me, and just I guess being somewhat transparent, even though it's pretty much impossible to be 100% transparent with all this kind of stuff. So, anyways, yeah. So I hang out in New York City there after I get done, and I get some work done, and then I met up with Jenna Hathaway. You guys don't know Jenna? She used to go to she's not a Woodstock this year, but I met her at Woodstock and through the Woodstock community and whatnot. So yeah, she allowed me to stay at her place for these past couple of days in Brooklyn, and it was so much fun. Really thankful that she was able to provide that space for me. But yeah, we met after that, and did we go get dinner that night? I honestly can't. I don't know why I'm like blanking on this past Wednesday. What we did. Uh oh my gosh, what did we do on Wednesday? I can't remember. All right, let's just move towards the night. I went to bed. Wow, yay. Got up. Thursday came and she didn't have work that day. Oh wait, no, I picked her up and I think we did just go back to her place. Yeah. Wow, I don't know why I'm blanking on this. Went back to her place. Did we go get food or do something? Wow. Anyways, okay, so we woke up Thursday and I get some work done. She wanted to go to a coffee shop with her friend, so we met up with her friend and we went to a nice little coffee shop in Brooklyn called the Nook. Really cool place. Did some work there and then went to her friend's house after. Nice little studio apartment in Brooklyn. Hung out there. Actually, I did some modeling for some of the t-shirts that she had. She's into like marketing and stuff like that, so that was cool doing some modeling. Um, and then I actually went to a workout. I went for a run in Brooklyn and went to a park called Maria Hernandez, I think the park's called. It's such a cool place, such a sweet vibe. There was tennis courts, there's basketball going on, there's volleyball games going on, there's a place to work out, there's soccer field, skate park. Like it's legit, this place. I'm like, I wish this was in Pittsburgh. So I got a nice little run in and did a workout there, really cool. And then we went back, hung out for a little longer, then got dinner at this Thai place called Favorite Thai, I think, in Brooklyn. Delicious Thai food. Oh my gosh, some of the best I've ever had. But honestly, Pittsburgh has some damn good Thai food. So this definitely competed with that. And then Friday comes, get up. I think I juiced Friday for a little. No, I didn't juice. I had some apples and carrots and dates. But yeah, I just hung out at Jenna's place for a while she was at work. I got some work done myself. And then, by the way, I hope you can't hear that background noise. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but if you can, not bad. There's people in here talking. um, but yeah, so then I actually went and got another colonic with Tommy D, and that was really cool. That's actually funny. While I'm in there getting the colonic, I'm like, hey, do you know any good spots for vegan food around town here? And because he asked me like what I was doing for the rest of the weekend, and I pretty much told him like, hey, I'm gonna be leaving, going to Woodstock on Saturday, and like, do you have any recommendations for food? There we go. And it's just funny because like, like we're in a place where it's like cleansing and not that it's like all raw vegan or fruit or whatnot, but that's like or juice, but that's like a big part of it. And he's like recommending like all these other places that have like nothing to do with cleansing foods or anything. And I guess you could argue it's like more clogging if you want to say that, or cooked food. But I just thought it was ironic. And did we go? We didn't go to the places that he recommended, but we were gonna go to Double Zero, um, which would have been really sweet. I think next time I'm in New York City, I'll definitely want to go to that. But yeah. So once again, another interesting experience with the colonic. Nothing crazy, but I definitely think it helped. Was worth it. Even if you just do it once, see how it goes. I mean, I don't think it's really gonna hurt you, especially if you do like gravity colonic, like they have it. I think there's different kinds you can get. But then after that, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do because Jenna was working and I kind of had some stuff to do, but I wasn't like really in a rush. I kind of just walked around Times Square and New York City and took some cool pictures and saw some fun stuff uh and then I ended up going over to like just looking at the Whole Foods that was there. There's a bunch of them. And then I went to Union Square and hung out there for or Bryant no Bryant Park, hung out there in Bryant Park for a little and relaxed and chilled. And then I ended up going to meet Jenna at Union Square. And so I hung out in Union Square for a while until she was there. And then and by the way, I walked all over the place this day. It was really nice out, really cool to do. It's just it really is so cool, like just seeing the city and seeing what it's all about. It's so big. I didn't realize how big it was. Like it is gigantic. And there's just a million skyscrapers. It's just crazy. It's like 500 Pittsburghs put into one with a huge train station system. It's freaking nuts. It's like so confusing, the train station. But yeah, so yeah, we and then Jen and I ended up going to get dinner at this place called Divya's over in I think Lower Manhattan, if I'm not mistaken. Uh it wasn't like a vegan restaurant itself, but a lot of vegan options. And I got some delicious vegan food. Oh my gosh. I had this lasagna, amazing. The soup was really good. It's like vegan mozzarella, which was like, I couldn't even believe it, honestly. It was crazy good. And then these like fudge pistachio bars, but it didn't taste like fudge at all. It was more like fig. But yeah, great dinner. Super awesome, super fun. And then the next day, actually it was crazy because Fitz lives in Princeton and it's about like an hour and a half from Princeton to New York. And he wanted to give me like a little tour of the city. And we're trying to figure it out if it's worth it. It's kind of last second, blah, blah. He's a dog. He has some responsibility with that. And he was like, dude, you know what? Like we're doing it. I got to give you a tour. I'm like, cool. Let's ride out. So he ends up taking the train up from New Jersey here to Brooklyn, and we met at a little local bagel shop. Matter of fact, funny story, um, because the bagel shop was like 2.5 miles from my house, or maybe a little under that. And Fizz was like, "Hey, let's meet at this bagel shop." But I'm like, "All right, cool. Like, should I walk?" He was like, "No, you should take the Gene Trace." Yeah, I told him I was like, "Okay, like I can run." He was like, "No, you should just take the G train over to Brooklyn there." And I was like, yeah, okay. All right, sounds good, man. And he basically was like, yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of walking around today and like just pretty much take to take it easy on yourself. And I was like, hell no, I ain't doing that. So I ended up running from Jenna's place over to the bagel shop. But yeah, so we got some bagels there and it was really delicious, fresh New York City bagels. I mean, epic stuff. Like you could really taste the freshness in the bagels. And he walked around his area in Brooklyn there, and then I met up with his mom because Fitz is from Brooklyn, and then we actually met up with the guy Dave Windsor. Now, a lot of you here, you may know Dave. He was into like the raw vegan scene for a while and vegan scene itself. He has been on social media for a while. I mean, he'll come on here and there and chat it up a bit about some views that he has on certain topics and whatnot. But for the most part, he's been off social media. But yes, we actually met up with Dave on Wall Street, and Fitz pretty much gave both of us a little tour of Wall Street and saw the exchange, and that was really cool. And saw the Federal Reserve there in New York. So yeah, then I ended up getting a juice at this juice bar. And by the way, I also got a rainbow bagel before that. Never had rainbow bagel until now. But yeah, so that was sweet. Um, and then after we did the stuff on Wall Street, we walked around more. We went to see that there's a bull in Manhattan, this like bull with these balls that everyone wants to take pictures with. There's like this really cool mall. What else? I mean, I took a lot of pictures. Just because I mean, why not, right? Oh yeah, we went to this place called the Eatery, Eatery, I think. Italy. Really cool spot. It it's right over where the Twin Tower collapsed. So that was pretty cool to see. Um, and then I saw the Statue of Liberty. We didn't like actually go see it, but just saw it from a distance. And yeah, it was just, man, it's just so cool just seeing the city. And I'm really thankful for Fitz to take the time to go out of his way and give me a bit of a tour of what goes on in New York there. Um, and after we got done there, matter of fact, uh, we were like trying to figure out how to get me back to Brooklyn, and it took forever. And Fitz is from the area, so like he should know this pretty well, and he's even like struggling to figure out like how to get me there. It was actually kind of funny, but I get back to Brooklyn, and then Jenna and I had a little send off dinner at this place called Il Porto in Brooklyn. Pizza, pasta. Oh my gosh, some of the best pizza. Actually, I should say pizza. The pasta was okay, but the pizza was exceptional, just amazing. Like I want some right now. Just the flavors were awesome. The spices, the garlic, the basil, and all. You could just taste the freshness and everything. Cooked to perfection. Gotta go. Got it. And it's cool too because they like offer pizza without cheese. Like you can't go to a place where they're like, yeah, here's a pizza without cheese. You know, everything just comes with cheese. You know, it's just normal. But this place did it, so it worked out great. Uh, and then I got to Woodstock. So after I left there. But yeah, man, it's just New York City is just nuts. Like, you know, if people say it's the city that never sleeps, I say it's the city that just never ends. It's like it's just I feel like they're just gonna keep going higher and higher and higher. And I told Fitz that. I was like, okay, how do you fit people into a city like this and without expanding? I mean, what do you gotta do? You gotta go higher and lower, right? And that's why it's so cool, like seeing the train station and how that all works, and seeing these massive skyscrapers. And oh my gosh, I mean, there's just so much to say about New York City. And even with the whole trip that I'm talking about now, I'm leaving so much out. But I mean, I just I'm sharing as much as I can though. So, and for those that are listening, I appreciate you taking the time to hear about my trip to New York City here. I definitely recommend going. If you do go, you gotta take the train in from wherever you're going, wherever you're staying. Like some people stay in, like in New Jersey and take the train in. They'll maybe stay in Brooklyn. Like there's like actually spots to park in Brooklyn for free rather than having to pay $1,000 to park in Manhattan. But yeah, utilizing the subway is extremely smart. Just there's just so many good food options. It's just like, oh, the lights are back on. It kind of seems like it's the same in Brooklyn or in Manhattan everywhere you go. You know, it's just like all different. I mean, obviously not, but it's just like a lot of different or a lot of the same like vibes and kind of restaurants. So that's cool. But yeah, what else? Anything else about New York City that I enjoyed? I mean, Jenna, thank you so much for uh giving me such amazing hospitality. I really appreciate that. Your apartment is beautiful. Like it has like such a cool aesthetic. It's honestly like it seems like it's an apartment that you would find in a movie, like legit in a movie. So that was so cool. And it was really great spending time with you and getting to know you better. So that was awesome. Oh yeah, it was also too. I saw there's like I had like right near Jenna's house or apartment. There's this like just random basketball court, local court, and they had like a league going on out there. I was like, that's kind of badass. Really cool to see. So, uh, but yeah, it's just New York City, crazy ass place, crazy experience there. We'll remember this forever. Um, great times, great pictures, great people. Fitz, I just thank you so much for taking the time to uh, go out of your way and give me a tour of New York. Super awesome, super just generous of you, man. It's great. It's great. I think that's enough. I think it's enough. Thanks. Yeah, guys, let me know if you've ever been to Woodstock or not Woodstock, if you've ever been to New York City and maybe share some of your experience about that. That'd be really cool. Um, so yeah, anyways, guys, I'm gonna head out of here. I gotta get a shower and go to bed. I'm running on 3.5 hours of sleep. So it'd be nice to get to bed early tonight. Early being like 11:30, I guess we could say. But got another long day tomorrow, and I'm excited to share my experiences I'm gonna have here this year at Woodstock too. So and for those that aren't here, I miss you, AJ, I miss you, man. Jenna, I miss you being here. Uh Kim and Jeremy, there's a lot of guys, a lot of people that aren't here that I wish they were here. And there's a lot of people who like are into the raw vegan scene and fruit and stuff, and they aren't here. Like, I just don't get that. Like, get here, like this is like the place to be one time a year. Just get here. Make it a point to get here. It's awesome. But anyways, guys, have a good night, have a good day, have a good evening, have a good whatever you want to call it, afternoon. I appreciate you listening. Stay up, be great. Always keep it 100, baby.